God, I missed actually trying Paul Giamatti. Alright, hey guys, here back with another smaller film that I was able to catch up with on streaming. This is The Holdovers, directed by Alexander Payne, starring Paul Giamatti and another kid who I don't know. No, it's not that kid. I'm trying to IMDb it while I talk like this, and I do this every time, and every time it's a mistake. But mostly starring Paul Giamatti. This is a smaller film, like indie, like not necessarily indie film, but like just a smaller drama that came out earlier this year that got a lot of praise. I really wanted to see it in theaters. I just didn't get a chance to actually go see it. But now I finally have, and I am here to say that yes, this is a very, very good film. Now right off the bat, I should be know like I do have a bit of a not necessarily history, but a strong opinion about Alexander Payne, who directed this film, because I'm actually like, especially in my early 20s, I was a big fan of this guy's filmography. Because I've seen most of his like movies. I haven't seen Election, but I've seen like About Schmidt, Sideways, Nebraska. What was the other one of the movies he did that was really good? And I'm gonna try it again. I'm vamping, and I'm doing that thing again where I try to look at this while I'm still talking to the camera. What else have you done, dude? That The Descendants with George Clooney, which is another movie I loved. So I was really a big fan of this guy's work, and I always liked when he let his stories breathe. I liked how he's let his characters breathe. I always liked how he's kind of kept the camera rolling when it made sense to say stop, just so you let the actors play the scene a bit longer. Not an excessive amount, but just enough to get a little bit more ounce of empathy in there. Then he made Downsizing, which maybe people don't remember. And there's a good reason for that. Because Alexander Payne does really well with small stakes slice of life stories, which is most of his filmography. He's really good at that. He knows how to let his characters breathe. He knows how to drive a story with minimal stakes and still get the heart of the character down. Downsizing was his first real attempt at trying to expand that scope a bit, try a bit something more fantastical, more science fiction-y, while having a message about global warming and all these bigger issues, and it didn't work. It was too ham-fisted. It was too in your face. It was borderline racist. Not even borderline. It was racist. And it was really pretentious, and it just didn't work. And after that, he just kind of fell off the map for 8 years before he finally came out with this movie earlier last year. So hearing this, Alexander Payne was back as a director, I was very curious to see what he was doing, how his return is going to be. And yeah, it's a return to his strengths. It's a return to what he's historically done well. This is a small-scale, character-driven story. Has a very simple premise, but a lot of heart, driven by good actors who know what they're... I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so... The Holdovers is a nice return to form for Alexander Payne, and it really shows off, again, it really plays to his strengths. This is a really effective small drama that I really liked, I really connected with. I think it works well and fits into the formula that Alexander Payne does best, letting his characters breathe, letting his actors breathe, and presenting a story that works well within its small scope. So for those who don't know what this is, or ever heard of it, The Holdovers is a movie that takes place, I want to say in the 70s, that is about this Catholic church, not Catholic church, it's Catholic private school, that is meant to do college prep kind of stuff, and Paul Giamatti plays this really pretentious, hard-ass, old-school kind of history teacher that everyone pretty much universally hates. All the students hate his guts. He doesn't really care if they hate him or not. He thinks they're all vermin. He thinks they're all trash. He really just thinks extremely low of the people he teaches, and they think really low of him in return. But he gets stuck in the situation where he is trying to figure out this kid's fucking name, the kid he ends up working with. And I'm gonna find it. No, it's not him. God damn it, what is your name, kid? One of the people in here is just named Toothbrushing Student. Is it Angus? Is that his name? Oh, it is Angus. Okay. But over the course of the winter break, when everything's snowing, there's basically just a group of kids who just don't have a place to go for whatever reason, or maybe they're being held behind for whatever other reason, and they have to stay at the school, and someone needs to say their teacher needs to say to watch the kids at the school. And Paul Giamatti's character draws a short straw, so he gets stuck, lumped with the like 7 or so kids that are kind of left behind for the couple weeks between Christmas and New Year's, and everyone comes back to school. During that time, while they're all kind of acclimated to each other, there's also the chef character who also stays behind, who is played by... Come on, stop failing me, IMDb. Let me be helpful. Davine Joy Randolph, who plays Mary Lamb, who is also amazing in this film. She has a son that died in died. I think he was a police officer who died, and she's still kind of grieving that loss, but she doesn't really want to talk about it. So she's just kind of there, but also kind of avoiding everybody. But one of these kids has a rich dad or stepdad who eventually comes pick him up to take all of them skiing, except for one kid, Angus, who is forced to stay behind because Paul Giamatti's character couldn't get a hold of his mom because his mom is currently going on a honeymoon with her new husband. And basically just doesn't want the kid around. So these two are basically stuck with each other. And the rest of the movie is just them pretty much just kind of figuring each other out. And the rest of the movie is them just doing this bonding, a journey of growth and discovery of each other and themselves as they learn about each other. Paul Giamatti learns more empathy towards his students and recognizes even though they are at this school, not all of them have easy lives. And similarly, that even though the teacher's a hard-ass asshole, that doesn't come from nothing, and that there is more humanity there than than Angus might have originally perceived. And that's really the crux of it. Mostly smaller moments just kind of sprout from that. This is almost like a series of vignettes in that way. And it all worked very effectively. There's some scenes that were legitimately kind of tough for me to watch, but that's also because of my personal history. And I don't want to get too much into that story because I've already talked about it before in my editorials, so go watch those. And I don't really want to say too much because this is a movie that you should probably just discover for yourself. I think it works as a introspective journey. I think it works because Paul Giamatti is such a good goddamn actor when he actually wants to be a good actor. That being said, I like bad Paul Giamatti too. Bad Paul Giamatti's having a lot of fun most of the time. Say what you will about Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I know a lot of people have, but I still kind of like him in that movie just because he is so ridiculously over the top. And I kind of wish we saw more of that Rhino. But be that as it may, this is basically just a return to form of everybody around, and it's a beautiful, affecting drama. It might show my best of list, and this is gonna be a short review because I just don't have a lot to say about it that doesn't go into spoilers. And again, I don't really think a lot has to be said. It's meant to be small. It's meant to be self-contained. It's meant to be low stakes. It's meant to be everything that makes it work. And I think if you liked About Schmidt, if you haven't seen that one, if you like Sideways, if you like any of these other good movies, not Downsizing, then you'll like this movie too. It's a great film. Loved it. Next one.